Hello, everybody. This is Nicole Whitlock with eCom Sellers, and I have with me my co-host, my partner in crime.
Kelly V, come on board.
And Kelly is back this week. So, Kelly, tell us what you've been up to. I'll tell everybody what we've been up to. 2 seconds. I do want you guys to know that today we are talking about things you should be sourcing or selling in March. So that's our e-commerce tip today. So we're going to be covering that in just a second after we go through the news. But anyway, Kelly, take it away. Tell me what you've been up to.
Oh, well, it's tournament season, so we went to another tournament. I got another 3 medals, all bronze this time. My son is a smaller tournament, so I had to go in the same age. It was just all adults in one group, so that meant I had to be in the same group as my son. And
Which is
he ended up
weird.
winning grand champion for what we call GUP holders, which are people who still have like the colored belts, not black belts. So he
Okay.
won grand champion for the adult GUPs. And then my husband and my daughter, they each got medals in the black. They're in the black belt ring. So my daughter got second on weapons, and my husband got third place in sparring.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. Well, congratulations.
hmm
Oh my gosh. Okay. So you got bronze
I
and
got
so
bronze in sparring, weapons, and open hand forms.
okay. I don't do any of those. At some point, I probably need to. I said a long time ago because of my boys, I was going to take up Krav Maga because I need to be able to take them down because they're way too tall for me, both of them. So, yeah, and they're bigger than me. But these days, my back won't let me do much of anything. I'm working on that. So with us, we had a track meet last week. We had a track meet this last weekend. We have a track meet coming up Thursday. This is track season, baby. And so Thursday we'll be going to a track meet, which means it'll be late because I don't know if they're going to do it during school. Friday they did it during school, and we still didn't leave the track until about 7:30, 7:45, and they were still on the track, like still going. So my son competes in the 100 and 200. He got fifth in the 100 and third in the 200 both weekends, like both weeks. So I don't know what that means, but we're
He's
gonna
consistent. That's what.
see what that means. So we'll see what happens. He's got this track meet that's coming up, and then after this track meet, hopefully, and we'll see. Things are going to be different. We'll see if he moves up. But as we get closer to the end of the month, there's like another track meet when they come back from spring break, because not next week, but the following week is spring break for us. And so they're going to be home, and we've got a whole bunch of stuff on the list to get done, including clean out my storage unit. So, so I gotta get the storage unit cleaned out. We're supposed to be empty. So that's no more paying storage, and we've been listing and trying to clear that thing out and getting stuff sent off to other places. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see. But then he got another track meet after that, and then we'll find out whether or not he places. And he's going to move on to the final round for the region and then the state and all that other stuff. So we'll see. I'm praying for the best for him, and I'm hoping the best for him. So, and then I know like Renata's boy is playing basketball, and he's doing really well. He just had a tournament here. I know. I think this past weekend. So lots going on. Lots going on. But anyway, so guys, this is the Ecom Sellers Podcast. And Kelly and I come to you every Monday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. We may change that time in the future, but right now it's 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we come to you to talk about e-commerce news, tips, and more. And as I said before, our tip is going to be what to source and sell in March. So if you'll stick around, you'll be able to find out some of the suggestions that Kelly and I have for you. So, with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Kelly so we can get into the e-commerce news. So, the floor is yours, Kelly.
All right. I think I catch up on some news since I was gone last week. I had to work so I could have the days off for the tournament. So yeah. Um, So Poshmark, if you saw on Poshmark, you probably noticed that the shipping has gone up. It went up on the 23rd of February from 767 to 797, so like a 30 cents difference. But it still went up, and some people are like, well, it's got to deter the little smaller sales, but you still, I mean, selling larger, the heavier stuff and only paying $7.97 for shipping sure beats, some places are paying, if you have stuff that's 13 ounces, it's going to be $8 to, ship, or that's what
Yeah.
your customers going to pay. So, customers are getting used to these higher shipping prices, and if they really want the item, they'll pay for the shipping. So,
Yep, that's true.
Michael's, you're like, Michael's?
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, the craft store, Michael's, is launching an online marketplace for sellers that are selling supplies and componentry. So, not any handmade crafts or anything like that, but if you sell the craft supplies, they are launching a marketplace for sellers to sell on there. There'll be a 15% commission fee, and that's it. There's no other fees. They don't have like a warehouse there. It's not gonna be like FBA or anything like that. I think it's gonna be more like you have to fulfill it yourself, but you could list on their website. No monthly subscription, like Amazon has that monthly subscription fee, and store, if you have an eBay store, there's a monthly subscription fee. So you can find out more if you go to michaels.com/marketplace.
Okay.
So that's just another place to reach out, and you can, if you have the stuff now, maybe.
Maybe.
eBay, there's a change in the advertising program. They're having an ad fee for quote halo item sales, which means if a buyer clicks on a promoted standard ad item, a promoted listing, but they don't buy that one, say, because apparently if they click on that and then they go back 2 days later and buy it, then you get the promoted, whatever you promoted it, this charge to you. Well,
Commission. Yeah.
yeah. Say you had these pair of red sneakers on promoted listing, and they went in and they bought this pair of blue sneakers that were on promoted listing, but they didn't click on that promoted listing. They just went through your website and your eBay, and found it. They're still going to charge you that promoted listing is that halo item.
Okay.
So just so it's might be, if you're promoting, I don't promote. I don't, just me. eBay gets enough of my money. I know some people like saying you gotta promote, you gotta promote. You can promote if you want. That's just, everyone's business is their own business, and I choose not to promote. So just let you know, so there might be an increase of your advertising fees because of this change. The United States Postal Service, you might be seeing some delayed postal postage adjustments.
Okay.
Where maybe you didn't pay enough to ship something. Maybe it was, you said it was 8 ounces and it was really 10 ounces. And so they're going to come back and get that difference. So you might seeing that coming out of some places. And I've seen credits. I've had a couple of times where I looked at my thing. They're like, you've been credited this amount because you overpaid on postage. Don't see it too often, but yeah.
Okay.
So, Amazon's revamping its Small Business Academy.
Yes, I did. Yeah, I talked about that last week. Go ahead.
That's all I had was they're revamping it. I didn't go looking into it.
Okay.
And then they're closing 8 their Go convenience stores and to save money. So
Yep.
even Amazon, the big Amazon's looking at ways to save money right now. And that's all the news I collected.
Okay. All right. Well, let me go ahead and share my screen because I pulled up my news. So hopefully, if I do it right, Kelly, it's only if I do it right. All right. So, all right. Can you see my screen? Yeah, I think it's way.
Yes.
Okay. So the first article comes to us from MSN. Actually, it's USA Today through MSN. But in any case, we know the taxes are due. Taxes are due. Taxes are coming, coming, coming. You have a month and 10 days, April the 15th, to get your taxes done. So, or a month and 9 days, whatever, to get your taxes done. So, in any case, this article talks about triggers for an IRS audit. Here are the red flags to increase your chances of being audited. So, they go through a list of different things. If you're a person that's doing your taxes on your own and you're not working with a CPA, you might want to go through this article so that you can see what they have to say on what some of the triggers are. And you may also want to read some more tax related articles just to make sure you're not creating a situation for yourself. So, again, this article are some of the triggers that causes you to be flagged for an audit. And again, it comes to us from MSN, USA Today article through MSN. The next has to do with Amazon. It's on CNBC. And it's talking about Amazon pausing the construction of their second headquarters in Virginia. So I can remember when Amazon was talking about they were going to be in New York and it was just a big to do. And I think that was like right before the pandemic. And then they settled on Virginia. And then now they're pausing that. So who knows what's going to happen, as Kelly was talking about before. They're looking to save some money. But yeah, they're pausing the construction in Virginia. So you can go read about this article. I don't know if everybody remembers that they were like, it were going to be in New York, it was going to be in Brooklyn or something like that. It was a big to do and it was a big deal, and they just couldn't settle, work it out with New York or whatever. So it ended up being in Virginia, and now they're potentially not going to do it at all. So yeah. So we'll see what happens here, but it's on pause, and again, more cost savings. The next article comes to us from Fox Business, and as Kelly said before, the Amazon Go stores to close in cities coast to coast. Again, cutting expenses. They're permanently closing the stores. And so you can go and see when yours is going to be permanently closed. I know that we had one here in Frisco in Dallas Fort Worth area. And I think they've already closed that one, but I could be wrong. I mean, it was at the mall. I am not a mall person. I don't like going to the mall, y'all. I'm just being honest. And so, but we did have one. And I think I recorded or something the fact that we had one, and I shared it. And I think there was like a video that I recorded. I was like, look what I see. All right, so the next article comes to us from NPR, and it's talking about Funko. And over $30 million worth of Funko is going to be dumped. This is interesting and sad, and I don't know what else to say. So they're talking about the fact that they're about to dump Chewbacca, and his friends are going to the dumps. Now, I'm sure that they're probably just going to lower the prices or put them out on liquidation or something. But they're saying that the maker of Funko Pump, this is from NPR.org, the collectibles, they plan to toss millions of dollars worth of its inventory after realizing that it has more of its pop culture figurines than it can afford to hold on to. So basically, their warehouse, their inventory is filled to the brim, and they don't want to rent any more space. They got stuff in storage containers, which is excess. And so I'm sure that liquidators are going to come in and buy those storage containers. I can't imagine them actually going out to landfills like a true dump. But you can follow this article, figure out where they're going to be sold. They said there's still some collectibles that are worth, a lot of money, but some of the other ones are not as hot. So the collectible market is still hot. So there's going to be some that are probably still be in the stores, and they're going to hold on to those, and they're probably going to sell for top dollar. But some of these other ones, like I might be able to do some really amazing bundles because the price is going to come way down. I imagine that the price is going to go down at Five Below because Five Below has a bunch of these Funko Pop uh, figurines as well. Let's just watch that
Yep.
price and see what happens.
I see them at the 99-cent store sometimes, and I've bought them and flipped them onto Amazon and such. So
Yeah, so that might be one that you guys want to look out for. Do read the article, figure out which ones are the ones that are collectibles, and go after those. But yeah, that's a lot of inventory that's going to hit the market. Then this next article comes to us from Bloomberg. Dun, dun, dun. So Amazon is targeted by businesses relying on the online retailer to sell goods. A new group is formed by the antitrust advocates to unite companies. Amazon is facing scrutiny from governments worldwide. So there is a group of people that are not happy. There's been a long time. This is a long time coming, like a super, super long time coming. But anyway, that are not happy with Amazon and are frustrated with the fact that they're forced to sell their stuff on Amazon, and they, of course, they can't get a deal. Because 2 weeks ago we did the article talking about that Amazon takes 50% of your profits. So if you didn't check out that article, you can go back and check out that article that Amazon takes 50. Like, let me just see if I can find it real quick. So Amazon takes 50% of profits. Okay. So let me see if I can find it real quick because we've already done the article. This was from Entrepreneur. Amazon gets 50% average cut. There's a couple of other articles out there. The Street has it. It says Amazon is taking half of third-party resellers. So there's a few different articles. You can just Google it. Amazon taking 50% of profits. So you can go and read that. So an extension of that is this group that are saying that it's a trio that have are well connected antitrust advocates. On Thursday they launched the Responsible Online Commerce Coalition. We'll see what happens, which represents a group of small businesses and large brands that will push for the U.S. government to pare back Amazon's power over the online shopping ecosystem. So this might turn out to be a little interesting, guys. I think we should follow this article. Again, I would go read it in Bloomberg if you just did a Google search to find out about the group that is formed and what they have to say, and the fact that they're frustrated. And it's not like new news. We've heard over the years the people that do private label that they've struggled with private label because of the fact that Amazon sometimes will, they have the data, they have the stats, they have the numbers, people. Let's just be honest about it. And they will jump onto a listing and make their own version of it when they see something is selling like hotcakes on their own platform. And people have been frustrated with that for years. And so there's been lawsuits behind that. And so I think this is going to be interesting. So we're going to follow let me just say it again, the Responsible Online Commerce Coalition and what happens with them and with Amazon, because they're going at it from two fronts. They're kind of going at it from a government standpoint, and they're also trying to hit Amazon directly. So I think this is really interesting. Very, very, very interesting. And we know that like Amazon is the other platforms like Google are trying to take away some of the market share from Amazon. Walmart, of course, has been trying to take some of the market share, or they have successfully done so, some of it. And that I'm trying to think of the other one. Sorry, just a second. Shopify. So Shopify is also trying to entice more sellers to move to their software to be able to showcase their brands and their products. So people are all trying to go after Amazon. This has been, I feel like, the last 3 years, this has been a really big deal of businesses and companies going after Amazon. So go check out this article from Bloomberg, read it in its entirety, and I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens. What do you think, Kelly? I know you're like, I don't sell on Amazon anymore. I'm tired of them.
sorry, my dog was eating it. I didn't want everyone to hear crunch, 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 crunch.
So what do you think about this article, Kelly?
It's gonna be interesting to see what happens. I mean, because it's like they've been, everything's like they do something, and all the other online platforms kind of have to follow them because um, Amazon's the king, and
Amazon's still king, yeah. So it looks like people are trying to cut down the king. It's aggressive overthrow. It's been a 3-year strategy. Maybe we're going to go on a 4-year strategy. Should be interesting. Let's just see what happens. We're going to follow this one. All right. So with that, that's like the biggest pieces of the news that I have for right now. Now we're going to go into the e-commerce tips. So if you don't have a notebook and pen, go grab your notebook and pen now so we can talk about what are some of the things you should potentially source and sell. Now, of course, this is not everything, but these are just some suggestions and some ideas. So go grab a pen and a notebook and let's get into some of the things that you should potentially source and sell in March. The other thing is, don't forget that March is the end of March is the end of Q1. So if you want to get out the gate really strong in the first part of the year, you want to do it in Q1. Whatever it is, Q1 hopefully is going to lay the foundation for what your plan of attack and strategy is going to be for the rest of the year. So again, think about the fact that this is the end of first quarter. This is the last month in first quarter. Were your results? What were your targets? What were your goals? And are you going to meet them? Are you going to reach them? Or are you going to be stumbling through this? So Kelly, you can see my screen just fine.
yes.
All right, let's go after the first one.
Cleaning supplies, spring cleaning. So everyone wants to clean. Not me. I hate cleaning. But everyone wants to, dust out, maybe they're changing out from the heavy winter blankets to, the thinner stuff for the warmer weather coming. I know in Texas we jump right from, we have like 2 weeks of spring before summer hits.
Yeah,
Um,
pretty much. Pretty much.
so everyone's kind of cleaning out the stuff, the old stuff, and which also means check out the thrift stores because they're also spring cleaning and getting out all the stuff they don't want either, and go and put those in the thrift store. So, but you know, yeah. So everyone wants to clean and get cleaned up, and so they need cleaning supplies,
Yep.
and maybe even cleaning supply bundles would be wonderful.
There you go, Kelly. There you go. All right. The next one is organization products. People are going to be buying things to get organized to as part of the spring cleaning. They want to get rid of stuff, donate some of that stuff to the thrift stores, and organize the stuff that they're going to keep so it's a little less messy. Cleaning spots that they hadn't previously cleaned in all year, that's a year-round activity for us. But getting organized, getting some tubs, some shelves, some little buckets or baskets or whatever, things to hang things on the wall, tacks and double-sided tape and you name it, just so they can get organized and get things to work out. So organizational items or products. So if you can think of it, if you're going to buy it, if you plan on doing anything for spring cleaning, you might as well consider potentially sourcing it and selling it yourself, because this is something that people do a few times a year. They go through this massive let's get organized. So this is that window. They also do it at the beginning of the year. So there you go.
Thrifting items. So they might be trying to switch out their home decor with this spring cleaning. They're like, you know what? I don't like this color in my house anymore. I'm gonna go and change up my whole decor, and I gotta do it by saving money going to the thrift stores. So, and they might even look on if they want a certain look, they might go look on eBay and all, and Mercari and Poshmark, and find ways to do it without breaking the bank, because right now with the cost of everything, it's easier just to buy it at the thrift at the lower prices.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. So yeah, people are going to be donating stuff to thrift stores or to nonprofits. getting rid of stuff. And so you can source some of those things to sell. And then also people are going to be wanting to change up their interior. And so they will be buying things. And so, one of the things that I know Renata's done quite often, and I've done in the past, is like I will sell stuff I didn't put on here, secondhand stores, but going to the Once Upon a Child or the what's the Plato's Closet, and if you've got some stuff that you haven't been able to move, maybe just maybe there might be some potential income in selling your items over there. And so that's always an option as well. Not that it's directly thrifting, but it is a secondhand store that might buy items, take things off your hands. So think about that too.
Yeah, just have to be careful because some of them can be very picky about what they accept.
That's true, very much so. So if you have a variety of them available to you in your area, definitely hit up a few of them instead of just sticking with the first one. I agree. Resale shops. That's what I was trying to remember. Okay. Camping products, camping items, camping whatever. Spring break is coming up, and so that means some families are going to go do an outing to get out and enjoy nature, enjoy the world, especially here in Texas. Like Kelly said, we only get 2 weeks of spring before summer is beating us down. So because it's so hot. So this is like the best time to actually go camping because it's not too hot, it's not too cold, at least in Texas. Now there's some areas of the US and also of the world that's still cold, but for us this is like perfect. So, and there will be some people that are good with the temperature, so they're happy with 45 to 65-degree weather no matter where they're going. And so camping outside, putting up a tent, sleeping bags, stuff to make a fire, stuff to start a fire, keep a fire started, stuff to cook with, stuff to, travel in backpacks, and just all the things that are camping. And think about some of the schools around this time. As you get closer to the end of the school year, different schools, depending on which age groups, whether it's middle school or sometimes high school or even elementary school, like they will have a little outing for the kids. And so again, parents are having to go get things that they don't traditionally have or keep, like sleeping bags, or they've got to get something to keep it dry or a pad to lay on top of, so that they don't keep the sleeping bag from, touching the ground, or buying a little pop-up tent. Like there's all these types of activities that are happening in schools around the US around this time. And so the campgrounds are opening up for the schools. And then, of course, they stay open for the summer for the kids. So think about all the stuff the parents are going to have to buy that they've never bought before. What are the things that you have to buy? Or just Google what's ideal for a school camping trip. And you can start putting together some bundle ideas just from that alone. Would you agree, Kelly?
I guess I don't know what school you gonna do. We never went camping with our school, so
We did in every school, Plano, Frisco. Well, okay, I'm in the Dallas Fort Worth area. So Plano, Frisco, Richardson, Allen, all of them, McKinney, like they go camping every year. It's a big. We also did it in Kansas too. We actually did a camping trip when I was in elementary. That was a long time ago though, but yeah, when I was in Kansas.
luggage and travel products. You got spring break coming up, and then also people are probably getting ready for you know other weekend travels, like people who don't have kids and want to travel and not be around summertime when everyone's traveling with kids. So they want, they might need some luggage. I mean, all the time I see people in the thrift stores just going through the suitcases trying to find the perfect suitcase that will fit, that they can fit their clothes in, but can also fit in the overhead bin so they don't have to check
Overhead,
in their
yeah,
luggage. So,
yep,
that's a good thing to look for is smaller suitcases that will fit in the overhead bin. So, just go online and find out what those dimensions are so that you can, look to sell those size luggage because people don't want to pay that extra money.
yep. Also backpacks. I mean,
Backpacks,
backpacks you can carry
l-
laptops and other stuff.
laptop cases, yeah.
Yep, all of that.
And
Yep.
then like little coolers, like if they're going on a car trip, to camp, to camp, they'll need the coolers in the car, for drinks and snacks on the way.
There you go. Outdoor games and activities. So parents are gonna want to get the kids out of the house for potentially for spring break, even if they're not, like if they're going to do a staycation. So this is that time of year when you go into the Dollar Tree, you're going to see stuff like frisbees and jump ropes and chalk and um the little softball and bat and things like that. Or if they're going to the beach, you'll see the little sand bucket and the pail and the little molds for the sand, like just things to keep kids busy. Or you might also see in different stores, the cornhole might be out there, the ring toss, or things like that. So at some of the Dollar Tree, you'll find some of the cheaper games or pieces of the cheaper games. And so don't overlook those opportunities to be able to sell those products because parents, there's a reason why they sell around this time of the year.
Mhm.
So there's a reason why they sell. People are not going to stop having kids. So there's always going to be something that has to be sold to parents everywhere to keep their kids busy. So think about those types of things. You can also think about indoor things, but again, outdoor activities just to get the kids moving because in most cases in the wintertime, you spend a lot of time cooped up inside and it's just all about getting people outside. That's why camping is outdoors, traveling, you're traveling somewhere, you're going to be outdoors, like all of this stuff. These are things, there's a common theme here. And people actually buy this stuff. You'll find it if you go into Walmart, you'll find it in the end caps in the center aisles. You'll see it.
Yes, and also a lot of spring sports are starting up, like spring baseball and spring football and that kind of stuff that, maybe the kids, especially if they're teenage boys, they've outgrown the stuff they were wearing last year.
Yep.
I'm sure I went through three teenage boys, and Nicole has some teenage boys right now. I'm sure she's like, why am I buying them shoes? I just bought them shoes last week.
Yeah. Yes, and then we also have to have track shoes, and we got to make sure we buy new track shoes every year. And la 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 la. Yeah, it's a lot. The other thing, not just this, but you have people that are going to be traveling to go to this is March Madness. So all of the basketball tournaments that are about to start, think about that too. Now, the basketball tournaments are all indoors, yes, but people are going to be traveling to go to those. And we already mentioned traveling before. So just think about not just what you need for, spring break, but also what are the big things that are nationally happening. And in the US, the big college ball games are a big deal. And this year, my understanding is that the final game is going to be in Houston. Is that right, Kelly? That Houston's going to be hosting the final game, the final four game?
I couldn't tell you if I
I'm
don't
going
really
to look
watch the news
that up. Oh man,
unless it's the weather.
see, I'm gonna have to look that up because if that's the case, it might be a road trip. Nicole might actually be in Houston.
But
I've gone to multiple Final Four games, and I have not. Like this would be the first time that I'd be taking my boys. I would love for them to go to a Final Four. So anyway,
but you
so
can find out what teams are going to be
well, you got to.
in that mix so that you can put up stuff with those teams on them.
That's true. So the Final Four is March the 31st through April the 3rd, with the final game being on the 3rd. And it says the NRG Stadium, which is
Yep.
in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
So it might be the
Yep.
road trip. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I might try to get them to your area for this Final Four game or pull the boys out of school or something. I think it'll be a lot of fun. All
If
right,
you
next
don't
week
mind
we're
construction.
yeah, well,
Um, Easter products, because Easter is April 9th, I believe, this year.
yep.
So Easter's gonna be selling. I already listed some Easter Joe things like last month. So because I was selling St. Patrick's Joe things last month. So
There you go. And
yep.
I would encourage you to, if you're going to list Easter, list it now immediately,
Mm-hmm.
and continue to list it all the way up until about the third week in March. I mean, and depending on how you plan on getting it shipped to your customer. If you're planning on sending an FBA, you need to get it sent into FBA this week. Can't wait much longer because and if it's not FBA, your third party fulfillment, or if you're doing Walmart WFS, just get it sent in this week. Don't procrastinate. Don't drag your feet anymore. Okay, you're running out of time.
Yep.
because the all of the warehouses can potentially take up to 2 weeks. I'm not saying it's going to be 2 weeks. I'm just saying there's a potential that it could take up to 2 weeks before it's checked in. And so you don't want to be one of those people that couldn't get the sales because of the fact that you waited to the last minute to try to send in a shipment. So
And don't send in too much chocolate that it doesn't sell during Easter, because the meltables date in May will be coming up soon and they will stop selling meltables.
yep, absolutely. And if your shipment is coming to Texas, I can already tell you it's already warm in our warehouses already.
Mhm.
Okay. It was 76 yesterday, and I think today is like 65. But I know it
It
was not
was
so.
80 down here today.
Yeah. So it's crazy. I feel like yesterday was probably closer to the 80s. Like everybody was in shorts and flip flops. It was bananas. All right. I don't know if it's you or me, Kelly. Is it me?
It's you.
Water or pool products and swimsuits. So stuff for people. Again, there's a theme here. We keep talking about it: getting outside and or getting to the pool, getting active, doing something. So these are all things around activities that kids can do, activities that teens can do, activities that adults can do, activities that families can do together. Activities you can do while on vacation, like swimsuits. You're going to use those if you're going to the pool. Swimming classes are going to be starting now. People are going to be getting their pools and taking the cover off of their pools and start preparing their pools for the summertime or for the spring. So pool products, big deal. Also, things that you can play with in the pool or outdoor sprinkler systems, and not sprinklers for lawn. Although lawn stuff is a big deal right now as well, but water stuff like slips and slides, getting those things out, preparing for the summer.
Yep. And people are getting back and doing cruises. So,
Yep.
you know, down there in the Bahamas and stuff, it's still nice and warm. So,
And they will be breaking out those swimsuits, and they'll have that floaty or the floaty on the little kids' arms. I remember the year that I made so much money on selling arm floaties, and I bought all my arm floaties for like, I don't know, 10, 12, 15 cents at Albertsons. This was a few years ago. This is more than a few years ago. At Albertsons, they had them on clearance, and I bought everything that they had. Then I went to the other Albertsons and bought everything that they had, and I got them all for like 10, 15, somewhere in between. I feel like 12 cents. And I made money on top of money off of them arm floaties.
those margins are so nice.
Oh, those are nice margins, aren't they, Callie?
Mm.
Very nice margins. So hopefully that information was helpful to you. Hopefully you'll use that to go out and, maybe it triggers some thoughts. This is not, of course, everything that you should be selling either or sourcing in March, because another thing you could be sourcing is back to school, but we didn't get into that. So you could be sourcing back to school now for later. But in any case, use this list. Use it to go out, make some money in March. Definitely. I hope this was helpful to you. And if you think of something else, definitely write it in the comments, because we'd love to hear back from you. Something else that you think that people should be sourcing and or selling in March that we didn't mention today, because there's all kinds of things that people could be sourcing and selling. I could continue down the list. It would probably be at least another 30 things that just roll off the top of my head. But with that being said, we want you to know that we have a print on demand mastery course that is starting. We had our print on demand masterclass workshop about 2 weeks ago in our class. If you didn't get a chance to check out that, you should definitely go check out the print on demand replay. You can go to bit.ly/POD replay. Again, all caps POD replay, and or replay POD. I have to make sure which one it is. But in any case, it was a great masterclass, and we covered a lot of great information, gave you a lot of great resources. Now we're going to take a deeper dive with the print on demand mastery. It is a 90-day course, and we are definitely getting into a lot of cool stuff, including AI and how you can automate your print on demand business using AI, how you can use AI to create your designs and your products, how you can use AI to write your listings, how you can use AI to do a lot of automated stuff, including promoting your products. So if you're interested in that, I encourage you to go sign up for the Print on Demand Mastery. You can go to bit.ly/ so bit.ly/ all caps POD Mastery. Again, all caps PODMASTREY. Sorry, ERY, not EREY. PODMASTRETERY. I did it again. TERY. And sign up today because I added a bonus class that is 100% committed to artificial intelligence and how you can use it to create your print on demand designs, create your graphics, help create your listings, the content for your listings, and how you can use it to help automate different aspects of your business. So if you thought you were going to spend some money and to make money and about hiring a VA, this eliminates the need in some cases for a VA. You can use AI to do some of that work that a VA would be doing for you. So sign up today. This is bonus class 11 that we've added. It's actually 10 classes, and we have added bonus class 11 that's going to talk 100% about artificial intelligence. So in class 1, we're going to talk about an overview, and in class 2, we're going to go through getting started. And once we go through those two, then class 3 and 4 is 100% committed to printables and digital products, all these downloadables. We're going to actually create them in class. So this is a hands-on class. This is not an instruction and then you do it whenever you want to. Like, we're going to create these things in class. So there will be some instruction and then we're going to do it. We're going to actually do the thing. Whatever the thing is, we're going to do it. If we're doing some keyword research, we're going to do it in class. If we're thinking about product ideas, we're going to bring a notebook and we're going to work through the product ideas in class. We're doing it all in class. Okay. Then class 5 and 6, we're going to go through physical products. We're talking about everything from phone case covers to leggings to t-shirts to sweatshirts to hoodies to hats to wall art. You name it, we're going to cover it. And we're going to go through a variety of different physical products that you could be selling and then the creating designs for them. We're going to do that in class. We're going to connect our accounts to, like we're going to connect to, if you don't have an Etsy account, we're going to do Etsy. We're going to do all of this work actually in class. So we're going to vet out some vendors and figure out which ones we want to work with. We're going to find out how to get samples, all of that in class. Class 7 and 8 is 100% focused on books. So if you want to do coloring books, if you want to do puzzle books, if you want to do workbooks, if you want to do, because again, school's about to be out. So we're talking about workbooks for kids to do over the summer, coloring books, activities for kids to do over the summer. These are things that parents are going to be buying. These books are about to sell like hotcakes. They are puzzle books because they want kids to be active and off of their electronics this summer. So give them something else. Give them a physical, tangible book. This learning that's 100% online is not the same as book learning. Like, it's concrete and it gets into the brain. It's stored in the brain recesses versus things that are electronic and online, like the storage and the memory and the recall, because it's not something that you're physically using your mind and your body together to do. And that's the one thing that a workbook can do. You're using the mind and the body to be able to do whatever it is. So if you're learning, it sort of sticks and it's concrete. So we're going to learn how to create all these amazing books that are potentially going to sell or at least get some eyeballs on them. You're going to go through this exercise of actually creating a book, even if it's a low content book or a lined book or a journal or whatever. We're going to go through that activity together in class, and we're going to walk through that together. And then class 9 and 10 is all about administrative stuff and traffic. So we're going to go through the customer service activities. We're going to talk about managing or being aware of what your inventory is. We're going to talk about your numbers and tracking your numbers, putting together your targets. If you're going to outsource to a VA, we're going to talk about that. And then we're going to go through and we're going to talk about paid traffic, if that's one of the things that you want to do. And we're going to talk about cross-listing on other platforms and using social media and bundle opportunities along with subscriptions. And last but not least, of course, as I said before, we're going to go through AI. So that's the last part of this. That's everything that we're going through for the Print on Demand Mastery. And you want to sign up because it starts this Thursday. We invite you. It's going to be 11 classes, not just 10. And class is going to be at 8 p.m., not 7:30, but we are going to rocket this print on demand business because there's so many different ways you can do print on demand and so many different products And this is something you definitely want to look into. So bit.ly/POD mastery. Again, bit.ly/POD mastery is what you want to go through and use, caps on POD mastery. Next, the other thing is that if you sign up for this workshop, if you sign up before the 9th, we're going to give you a free digital ecom planner. Yeah, we're going to give you a free digital ecom planner. So go sign up. Go sign up for the class. You get a free digital ecom planner for everyone who signs up. And that's only until the 9th. So if you sign up on the 10th, that's fine. You just won't get the digital ecom planner. But right now you will. So sign up before the 9th to get that. In addition to that, you can get the physical planner if you want the physical planner. I have one on my desk right now. You can go to myecomplanner.com to get your 2023 ecom planner. Again, go to myecomplanner.com right now to get your 2023 ecom planner. And if you want to sign up, if you want some support on this e-commerce journey that you're on right now, you can sign up for the lifetime of eCom Sellers Academy and get a free ecom planner there. So look, we're trying to give you an ecom planner everywhere. If you sign up for eCom Sellers Academy, you'll get a free physical, the big one, the book, the spiral bound. You'll get a free 2023 ecom planner. So go to go to ecomsellersacademy.com right now. Again, ecomsellersacademy.com right now to sign up. So with that, now we're back, Kelly. I think we're back. Maybe. I think we're back. There we go. So we are back. So this has been the eCom Sellers Podcast. We do this every Monday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, although the time is subject to change because we were thinking about moving it to a different time slot. But we're trying to find that sweet spot, guys. So just bear with us as we figure out our stats and find the sweet spot for this. But in any case, my name is Nicole Whitlock.
And I'm Kelly, the eCom on Ward.
And again, this has been the eCom Sellers Podcast. We do this every Monday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, where we cover e-commerce news, tips, and more. Please share this out with a friend and join us next week for the eCom Sellers Podcast. And we will say goodbye for now.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.